Oh my God. Watch out for the palm tree! Jesus. Oh,
Day one of brainstorming, Kev Dog. He's scratching his head already. He's like, why do you do this shit to me? I don't know.
I'm gonna have a 6+ per side kit for this son of a bitch right here. We got one 24-inch axle, we got one 18-inch axle.
You can do it! It only adds a little bit of width. The back's
It's gonna be wider than it is long.
You ain't lying. It's gonna be square, dude. That's what we need right there, dude, though. Stability, traction, suspension. I mean, you seen me just crawl up this shit in the yard. I barely had the ground clearance. We need ground clearance, travel, a lot more engine, traction.
Yeah.
Links. We're linking it too. I mean, we could lop this shit off. We can move it forward. It's not a telescoping drive shaft, so it does have a slit that slips out of the back of the transmission. We changed our mind already.
What?
We're not going to build it how we talked about. What are we going to do now, Kev Dog?
Jeep axles.
JKJL axles. That way the tires stick all the way out here. Yeah. This way we can get rid of these small CVs. We're going to get rid of this whole entire cradle down here that holds the diff on. These bushings are completely blown out. So when we lifted it up, this whole thing just was wiggling around. Essentially, we'll probably have to notch into this and drop this down for the axle to come down, or the drive shaft to come down. We're going to do a 3-link where we'll come back here with a drop down to come to the bottom of the factory Jeep axle, and then probably tie in somewhere up here and try and triangulate it to do an actual 4-link off the top. Steering, probably a single hydro assist. We're going to need a electric pump for that or something. We'll figure that out when we get there, but that's going to free up a ton of room up in here when we get rid of this cross member. So stock steering comes down with the shaft into this steering rack.
Single-ended rack.
And then it's a single-ended rack, yeah. So I mean, we might be able to come from here over, and then a drag link.
Have to make a different
tie rod
style swinger setup if we ran like that.
Yeah.
So,
but this will all be eliminated.
Electric hydraulic setup, then we'll have to do some linkages, but hopefully we can find some sort of hydraulic setup to run an electric pump.
Yep. So this whole subframe gets eliminated. We'll probably put something back in its place though that kind of tucks up high in there, just to give the front end structure side to side. There's also another one back here that bolts to the back of the diff. That'll be also gone. And then that axle should be able to cycle up all the way up into here. We're thinking about running 10-inch 2.0s in the front and 12-inch 2.0s in the rear. What do you want to do for the rear, Kev Dog? Come explain to the people how we're doing this.
Well, so for the 4-link, basically we got to go off of where the drive shaft is located and the pivot out of the output of the transfer case. So
bingo.
We only got like an 18-inch drive shaft to work with. So the link pivots don't really need to be that long. We want to keep the plunge the minimum so we can actually get this thing to droop out and cycle properly. So we're probably just going to run a link pivot straight off of here to the axle, and then triangulate it up into this cross member that's already in place, plate it in, tie it all together.
There's the cross member.
Get this sweet muffler out of the way.
I think we should just cut it off right now.
Horsepower.
Oh, at least it's gonna sound way faster, dude.
I don't know. It might sound like a wet turd.
Ah. Oh, dude. Is that thing a VTEC? Oh my God, it's obnoxious.
Sounds like a side-by-side.
It's gonna become the neighbor hater real quick. We're gonna need to put at least a MagnaFlow on there to get the tone, the pitch right. Cause that is ridiculous. Alright, well, when we get axles from Jeep Thrills, my boy Albert.
First mod.
First mod. Big ass axles. Actually, first mod was exhaust. After looking at all this shit, no go. No go. Put big axles on it, that way we can re-gear it. Let me turn this damn thing off. Fucking Jesus. And if you guys are interested in potentially doing a solid axle swap on this, we're gonna basically build this kit and then maybe even cut out 2 or 3 of these kits. I don't know. We're gonna prove it. We'll have all the files. So if someone's interested in a kit after the fact, we'll share all the information on this build to where you can make this thing just like us, wider than it is long. It's gonna be about what, 82 inches wide, according to the Baja Designs. Hopefully they're not here for us. Campus Propane just showed up. Every time they show up, it's a fucking heavy bill. Not good. Okay, yeah, they're here for us. Sick. So we're gonna make this thing wider than it is long. 82. Wheelbase is 73. So it's gonna have like 10 inches of width over wheelbase. Sick. What are you doing?
I'm taking off the race pipe.
That thing? It's like 1.25 inches, dude.
That's what I'm taking it off. Trying to.
Yep, we gotta take that clamp off, brother. So we got some plans for this thing. We just spoke with my buddy Albert from Jeep Thrills. And, he's basically got some things that are solid for this. It's just gonna be the easiest way to have gearing options, strength, and make sure that this little girl right here gets down. I'm such an idiot. Why? It's not like I don't have enough shit going on over here. TT2 is done, waiting for Jesse. TT Bug 1, waiting on the camber gear housing. We got transmission, rear diff, front diff, all from Weddle. Boom. So PTOs, tolerances, some of their other tricks that they do are on there as well for this Polaris Pro R build with the Doug Matag chassis that I've been chipping away at. This thing's gonna be a beast. More to come on this on the boob tube, so stay tuned. Kevin also had his scanner ready to rock. We're about to do some trickery, but this is definitely a better option.
Yeah, I'll probably still scan it.
Shit. Kevin, since the last 2 hours ago, things snowballed very fast.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's like, let's just push it in. Let's get it done today. I don't know if we'll get it all done today, but we're going to get some things done today. Oh, God. So I took the rear axle out because we don't want a one-tire fryer anymore. This isn't going to be the end result of the axle cut the leaf hangers off, polished those up. Those are on the other side. Bam, all polished up. Pulled the diff fluid out of it. Bam, it looked beautiful. Actually, really freaking good. Whoa. What are you doing? No, hey! We had to just, I should have videotaped it because we had to put a wheel on this and beat this bearing out of the actual housing. The other side popped off with a couple screwdrivers. You want to put them right here and against the drum. And actually we used pry bars and just went think, one on each side. Got that out. I'm going to pull the third member, weld the spider gears up, and slide these axles out far enough to get the diff out. Boom, looks good to me.
Let's take bets on how far you make it speed metal with that welded diff.
How long we make it?
How long it lasts.
It depends what tires we're running. If we're running the stock freaking...
The stock tires will probably last forever.
Yeah, those things are 22 inches, 23 inches, dude.
On this thing.
I don't know if we'll put that big a tire on here because it won't clear the side of the bed. So we're gonna just have a sick ass rear suspension kit in the rear. Just how big?
It's gonna be at least 8 inches.
Then the front's not gonna. The front's gonna be tucked and the rear's gonna be.
We can put a spacer on the front too, dude.
I come up with these ideas and he comes up with more ideas, and together we have a lot of ideas. Until then, I'm gonna pull this rear diff, weld this rear diff. Kevin's gonna sawzall the old hangers off. We have a bunch of FK rod ends. We also have some solid stock aluminum. I don't know where that went, but we're kind of right there. Probably gonna machine the uppers out of this solid 1.25 inch, 6061 for the upper links. That'll come off of the pivots here now that the bed is off. Boom. We're also gonna sleeve this with some chromoly. This tube goes all the way through, so we're gonna sleeve that with some chromoly and hope that our tabs don't rip off of this.
Well, we could
grind through it.
sleeve the outside too.
True, we could sleeve over it. We'll see what material we got, because that looks like it's gonna be something of something, but rear hangers have no more need. We're also going to stretch it. How far back do you think we're going to stretch it? 2 inches? 6.9 inches. Perfect. Why didn't I think of that? And then the fuel tank, we might have to modify. So there might be a quick fix, and then there might be the right fix. My quick fix was just cutting down the side of it and taking the 2 inches out of the side, and then just welding up a new face to it on one side, which would be quick and easy. And then we're also going to raise it up so we don't drag ass on this thing, because it's going to have all the up travel now. We might even move the bump stop up some. We figured out our drive shaft has about that much slip to it, so Kevin's got to be spot on with his geometry, otherwise that might fall out and go into the ground and then cause this thing to catapult. You guys want to see how heavy this thing is? Look at that, one-handed. What's up, dude? We can wheel this thing around the shop. Where you want to go, dude? Oh, shit. Oh! We should probably chalk the front tires after seeing it.
Might be a good idea.
Spider diffs in the third member are about to be welded. We have tin foil protecting everything that we need to try and protect. Oh, bearings, and then the ring gear. Pinion's tucked up under there. We'll get that on when we flip her over and get the other sides. But these four corners are about to get blasted. Basically, you weld these two gears together. 4 gears, I should say, on each side. You can see down in yonder. I'm gonna throw this on my mob armor mount, wherever that might be. Usually I have one stuck to the side of my toolbox. Aha. So they make a cradle mount, and then they make another one that magnets to the back of your phone. So I'm gonna set this up so you guys can watch me either A, make or break this rear end right now. And she's locked up. So I welded in between the gears, all 4 corners, boom, 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 boom. And then I don't know if this was a good idea or a bad idea, welded to the cast right here to spread the load a little bit instead of it just basically trying to snap that pin in there. Because if that pin snaps, then you're gonna lose all of your forward drive. Okay, and it's gonna make a cluster. So I'm gonna blow all this out, make sure I get all the welding BBs out of here. I pulled the tin foil off, gonna clean it up, clean the silicone, slap her back in, put the axles back on, and we'll be off to the races after we do the rear 4 link and a bunch more. This step's done. I think this concludes it. Next, we're gonna show you, I think for real this time, the episode's over. Next time we're gonna show you the rear 4 link setup, and I need to get some bungs. I got the FK rod ends, the 3/4 that we're gonna run. I need to get some misalignments. So tomorrow we'll be grabbing all that stuff. All right, well, see you later. Let us know let us know your thoughts on if we're making a good, bad decision, stupid decisions, awesome decisions, the whole shebang. The more you guys engage, the more in depth we'll get on this stuff. So appreciate you guys for watching.